a big club day. I mean, I know we had competition last year, but we had to have it largely without fans. It just wasn't the same. It was good to have something. It was better than nothing. But this is how we want it. That's how Dowling wants it. That's a good score. And it's a good start to the second half for Nafina, or for Lucan. Tracy gives that one absolutely everything. Shane Barrett over that one. Can't quite hoover it up. We're going to see an awful lot of these scrambles in the second half, I think. And for the rest of the championship, both in Dublin and Leinster. Trying to kick it out of the crowd is Peter Kelly. Kelly was holding off Peter Feeney there, which is not easy to do. The ball does break for Curry. Here's Sean Curry. Sean Curry riding the gauntlet and getting the free. Great play from Curry.
Yeah, great feat as well, and look, you can see an element of frustration there as well after all that battling in the ruck there, and Lucan nearly come over it, and young Curry's feet are, they're incredible, and again, like, he's breaking away in that athleticism and that youth, that vigour that's driving them on at the minute, and look, they don't seem to be going away.
I understand we lost picture for a second, so I apologise for that. A yellow card. I think that's for Luke Walsh, is it? The free to come. No doubt this will be popped over. Tapped over by Donald Burke. His third free of the game. He's fifth overall. 113 plays 7 points. The yellow card was for Luke Walsh, just to confirm.
Yeah, from an Nafina point of view here now as well, that start to the second half, the management, Neil and Rochi and Colin, that will be delighted with that start to the second half, and again, they're on the ball here now again. Barrett is having a great tussle out there, and again you can see that Rushy, he just solidifies that back line so much.
Colin Curry tries to get there, Walsh is stuck to him. Curry wins the break. It's Colin rather than Sean. That will be a wonderful score if it goes over from that tight an angle. It does.
What a ball by Colin as well, like, straight to hand, fires at the hand like that, and then straight over the bar again.
Fantastic score. Absolutely immense from Donald Burke. He's third from play. Well, Lucan got the opening score of the first half, but since that, Nafina have got 2. Sean Curry. Lucan are making a change. Going off is Colin Walsh. A young and talented player. Disappointing for him, I'm sure, to be going off at this stage, but this is not his last day in a Lucan jersey. Kevin Fitzgerald, who'll bring experience. He's very strong in every possible sense. It's the kind of talent and trait you need out there today. Strength and determination and grit.
Yeah, it's a lot of this is about what's inside you as a person as well as a hurler too, and Nafina are showing today that they have it, and look, Lucan won't die down. I've no doubt that they'll keep battling till the very end, but just Nafina at the moment, the questions were asked, had they got the stomach and had they got the bottle for it, and a lot of their younger players today, it's not just Donald Burke, have really stood up so far.
Bernock to AJ Murphy. AJ had an outball in Curry, but it's pickpocketed off him, and then the free is won. Alan Murphy doing really well for Lucan there.
Yeah, great defending. And again, AJ just stripped at that ball after winning the primary ball really well first.
McCaffrey wanted to take it quickly because it was 2-on-2 inside, but we'll have to go again.
And Kevin Burke, and I know he's played underage for Dublin as well, but he's a solid full back inside as well. Even though that whistle had blown maybe 2 or 3 seconds beforehand, he wasn't letting anybody inside from Lucan, whether the whistle was gone or not.
10 points between them. Again, a lot of the talk has been that whoever wins the second game today would be the favourites for the final, but Nafina, should they get there, I don't think we can question them, but that's a slip from Kelly. It might allow Kerr in. Kerr was trying to slip it inside to Crummy. It was read very well by Nafina. Lucan shouldn't panic. They don't need to force goal opportunities. By all means, take them as they come, but just keep tapping away. Here's Sean Curry. He's lost his stick. He wants the free. He's overcarried. It's a free the other way.
Yeah, he looked at Tom there like as if he where's the free coming, but I think Tom was right. I think it was a lot of steps and he dropped his hurl, and Lucan defended really well there. To get Chris involved into the game now, he's sitting out around that 50 yards from goal, and to need him involved inside, I think that's it.
McCaffrey was aiming towards Dowser. It's cut out by OD. He's held up, but OD does get it under control. Lucan got bodies around, but he stayed so cool in contact. It was Liam Rush-esque the way he had bodies bouncing off him, yet he never looked out of control.
Yeah, and you can see Kelly working very hard as well to cause that turnover, but it seems to be sucking the life out of them inside it. There seems to always be two Nafina defenders that are in there. Like I said, young Brannock, I've been very impressed with, and John has come 30 yards from goal here now as well. He'll fancy an Alan Nolan, I'd say.
I was just about to say, I think he'd have a pop. Tracy. It's wide. Worth an effort. Lucan making another change. Going off is... Well, Paul Rigney was going towards the sideline, but that was in anticipation of the puck out. Going off is Ono Canila.
Yeah, Owen's had a good year. He was quiet enough today, and he was marshalled really, really well. And like that defensive unit, again, going back to what Nafina have done this year, like putting Rushy in at 6, like it's definitely solidified what they have. And Paul O'Dee's had a great year. Young Burke inside as well, and young Feeney around the middle. He doesn't get mentioned much, but again, they're defensively very, very astute this year.
Here's Dowling, pops it off to Flannery, who's light and fast, but very skillful. And he makes an immediate impact. Good score from Donald Flannery.
Yeah, and all year, Oisín, you've been at the games. Like Lucan have had an immediate impact all year off their bench, and that it's going to be needed now. Like we said, it's a test of character now, and you're looking out there now. You need the Johnny McCaffreys and the Matt McCaffreys and PKs now to really drive this on for the time that they're on the field.
9 points between them. It's a big gap, but Lucan do have time. Burke. AJ Murphy will try to get there. He's shadowed by Adam Murphy. Murphy does well, breaks the ball, wins that break himself. Curry. Colin Curry. Has he won the free? No. He tried to play it off the ground and it's a free out. Just for a second you thought Lucan were in big trouble there. McClelland outside to McCaffrey. Sean Curry slips. It allows him to pass it on to the run of Matthew McCaffrey. Peter Kelly. Kelly with the crossfielder. Dowling tries to get there. Referee says no foul. I have to say, if I was Lucan, I'd feel hard done by. It's intercepted by Dowling. Flannery's with him. Dowling trying to shake off the tackler. Dowling gets his shot away, having stepped away from Peter Feeney, but he hits it wide.
Yeah, very unlucky. Feeney did well there as well from a defensive point of view. And again, a quick puck out by Jono. Will he be turned over here now, though?
Donal Ryan. Brannock. AJ Murphy. AJ's so slippery. Hard to deal with when he wins that ball out in front. Smith. Flannery is running towards him. Smith is able to carry it out. Smith looking for Dowling. Good take by Dowling. Dowling slipping past Baxter. Here's the shot from Chris Crummy. Here's the point from Chris Crummy, his first of the game.
Yeah, Dowser's working really hard. Like he's winning his own ball again. Like even though Nafina are defending quite well, but look, that's what they need now. They need Crummy to lift this. They need it. They need some of the older guard, like I said, to really drive this on, because like young Kerr looks exciting inside, but give him the ball, put it in his hand. Let him test the cornerbacks out if they really want to go at this.
Might break here for Feeney. Sean Curry. Sean Curry jinxes between two. Lovely bit of skill. AJ Murphy's outside. He'll take it on himself and he'll score himself.
Lovely wrists again. Like what a player, like when he's on the ball, or like you can see him when the tail are up. Like these young lads are, they're doing really, really well there today when they're given an opportunity.
Smith fumbles it. He's in a spot of bother here. There are options, including Bellew. Kevin Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, was he fouled or was Curry fouled? The referee has stopped play, but he hasn't indicated to whom the decision is going. Sean Curry is down.
Kevin would be disappointed too, because it was a great score, wasn't it? Like he actually got it too, and
yep.
I think it's a Lucan free. Every score that Lucan get, it's hard work for. It's a tough battle score, and then just Nafina seem to come down the field and just pop one over the bar, and they're keeping that distance at the moment in it. 9 points still there, like.
It's a Nafina free. Burke fancies it. Nafina making a change. Not quite sure why, but AJ Murphy had his helmet off. Now he's got it back on. It is Micheál Murphy. Not a bad replacement to be able to bring in, is it?
No, look, really exciting young player and was really, really good for Nafina. I've been really impressed with him anytime I've seen him. Ages going to the side, yeah. Like, I think Age has been really good today. He's won a lot of his own ball. He's got a couple of scores as well. He's been very dangerous, and maybe they're thinking now, like, get some game time into Murphy, like 9-10 points up. But this is not done yet. Like, we know we've seen games like this over the course of the years where it's changed, but it needs some sort of an immediate response here now from Lucan, because Nafina really have the tails up.
Good score from Donald Burke. His 4th free of the game, his 7th overall. Murphy. I was about to say it's loose, but Smith does get there, but he just couldn't keep hold of it. And we will have a clash ball.
See, Lucan tried to get Chris back up front, like in the second half, and like Rush is no fool either. Like, he drags him down into the middle of that scramble, and shite down there in the middle, and you can see by Chris, like, if Lucan are to get anything out of this, they need to get him back up front as soon as possible to have that out ball in there, so they can actually to win the ball. You can see again Brannock just sitting in front of the two here, and any ball that goes inside, he just hoovers it up, and he's on his bike then again with the runner of OD on the outside.
Rush. Connor Kelly. Kelly's foul, free in. It was loose from Peter Kelly, who will get a card.
That's probably a little bit of frustration now creeping in now as well, and I suppose went for the big hit, and the other Kelly kind of dropped down. But look, again, he learned his trade as well, on the basis that there's no point in reacting like another referee there. You could have a situation where that gets entangled and you lose the free after all the hard work. But again, look, you have to compliment Mushin, you have to compliment the younger players here today. They really are standing up, and defensively and in the forwards, they really seem to be on top of their game today. So there's another 15, 16, 17 minutes left now for Lucan to try and salvage something out of this. But Nafina have been really impressive here today.
Lucan have made another change. Coming in is Cian McHugh, and Peter Kelly is going off. Burke hasn't caught that one well. Well, Kelly was named at full forward. He spent an awful lot of time around the middle. That yellow card obviously had him walking a tightrope, but I do wonder, maybe could they have put him up front, because he is a ball winner no matter where he is on the pitch.
Yeah, and he's a danger as well, and I think, look, if you look again, Chris, he's been sucked down the field. You want him up in the forwards now, like he's been taken out of defence, and that dirty ball that's won in around there, you need him up there at 11 or 14 to cause a danger, because you're 9-10 points down here. You don't have, you've 15 minutes left, so if you're going to go with him up the forwards and get him up there and make sure that ball sticks inside with him.
Dowling. He's got a long way to go to goal. He's dragged down cynically. It's a free in.
Yeah, look, that's OD taking one for the team there now as well. Look, Nafina are no fools here, that they realise if they don't concede a goal, there's a massive opportunity to get to a county final. So OD just took Dowser down. But again, look, I think Dowser's had a very good game when he's been given ball inside. He's caused a constant sense of danger inside for them. But could he go for this?
Nafina think he might. They're preparing. There was lots of bodies between him and the goal, so did OD have to make that tackle? I'm not sure. He did. He took the yellow. He gave away the free, and practically from that kind of range, he gave away the point. But it could have been worse, as you say. We're at the water break, 9 between them. It would take a minor miracle for Lucan to win this one, but we've seen that before in hurling. Let's have a look at some of the highlights of the first quarter of the second half.
Look, if you're the manager of a young team that's aspiring to be county champions in Dublin, the one thing you're going to say to them at half time is to drive on in the second half, and that first 5 or 6 minutes were going to always be really important for Nafina, always going to be really important as well for in the long term for where Lucan were going to go here. And Nafina really responded well after the throw in for the second half. And look, the fight is in Lucan. You can see it. They're trying very hard, but Nafina are matching them for everything that they have today, and you have to be impressed by some of the scores they've got. Been really impressed with Dowling and some of the scores that he's come in on the side on. But again, I think now it's go for broke for Lucan. You know, push Chris up if that's what you're going to do, and get the ball inside and pump the ball into and hope that he can win it. Because again, when he's sucked down into that kind of middle third, he's no good for Lucan in the forwards inside. But overall, look, Oisín, you have to be impressed by Nafina. They really are up for the fight, up for the battle, and I suppose we keep mentioning those words, and it'll be unfair on them, I suppose, until they win a county title. But they're not far away from one now.
Well, Nafina, we're 112 to 6 points up at half time. In the third quarter, it was 4 points apiece, but that'll do for them. Just keep Lucan at arm's length. That's all they need to do. Easier said than done. Cian McHugh is in for Lucan. He's been on a minute or two, but we haven't seen him too much. He's fast and he's very much attack-minded, as is Donald Flannery, who's already got a point. Dowling's in there as well. He is winning ball, but he's finding it tough. Even when he won the ball there, and I said he was a long way from goal. Distance-wise, maybe not, but there was 4 defenders between him and the goal.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it was a long way. But Nafina have done that very well. They've got bodies back. Burke. It's a free for a throw. Good spot by the referee.
Yeah, look, it's all on the table now for Lucan. Look, you have 15 minutes now. You know, you really take it off the shackles now and go at it if you want to have a chance here. And again, you mentioned it a couple of minutes ago. There's no panic for Nafina here now either. Like, you know, just keep clipping over the scores. No silly fouls, and they'll be on their way to a final.
McCaffrey to Dowling, who can turn defenders. Dowling on his way to goal again. He has advantage. Doesn't need it. Pops it over anyway. Well, it's wide, actually. I thought it was over from here. But either way, he has the free and he will score it.
Yeah, that's twice he's got that ball on the run. And look, again, we spoke about the fact that if Nafina don't concede a goal here, the likelihood is they're going to a county final. And again, you know, a bit of, I suppose, let's call it tactical defending. But look, Dowser is dangerous. Get the ball into him fast. You know, this, I suppose, in around that half back line and middle third where Nafina have been really good. If they can get the ball into Dowser fast, he'll cause problems inside.
Dowling, I think he'll tap it over. He won't go for goal. Still 13 minutes or so to go, so just take the points when they present themselves and hope that the goal opportunities come, I guess, is the advice for Lucan. They have looked more likely to get a goal in the last couple of minutes. As you say, Dowling has got the ball in good positions. He's able to turn defenders, so they have a threat. But here's a threat for Lucan. It's Micheál Murphy.
Oh, that's a serious score.
Wondrous stuff. Right over the black spot.
You know, only on the field, and again, there's a lot of talk in Nafina about him. I've been very impressed anytime I've seen him, and a serious score, like out on the right side over the black spot, you know, from whatever 50, 55 yards out the field.
Wonderful stuff.
See Hugh Fenton, I think, coming in there now, is it? Yeah, instead of young Burke.
Lucan win it in the middle. Bit of a loose tackle there from Martin Quilty. He'll go in the book.
Quilty's done well today. He's when in that physical battle, like that tackle aside, like he gets on ball. He's a man in around the middle, which is what they need, and I've been very impressed with him today as well.
Dowling will come out to take it. 9 points to gap. A gap that Lucan have really struggled to close. Dowling. Over it goes. Good score from Dowling. By their fingernails. Lucan are hanging on. Good take. Donald Ryan. Nice slip ball to Kevin Burke. Micheál Murphy. That's actually Brannock. Feeney gets it away, aiming it down towards Colin Curry. Colin Curry wins it somehow. Barrett runs onto this. Barrett is held back. That will be a free in. Ref playing advantage. And I think Nafina will settle for the free.
Yeah, Shane has worked hard all day, and again, you mentioned that man Brannock. Like it's from up here, it's incredible to watch the positional sense that he has for a player as well. He goes back into that pocket all the time, never to allow any sort of space inside for a Lucan forward. And again, their distribution of ball has been very, very good. Look, Oisin, you have to remember as well, like Nafina have won a league title this year as well, beating Ballyboden in the final. You know, the questions are constantly hovering over them, and it looks like now, 10 minutes out, without putting too much of a voodoo on it, that they're going to their first senior county final. So, you know, it could be a very special day for that club on Moby Road, and a lot of the players today have stood up defensively and from an offensive point of view as well.
5 frees now for Donald Burke, and you can add 3 from play to that. He's done very, very well. I think that's Quilty who's going off. Probably a wise choice. He's on a yellow.
It's McHugh coming in there now.
Oh, McHugh, who is showing real commitment by coming over and back from London. Kelly pulls on that. Kevin Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is sandwiched by 2 Nafina men, but spills it to roll up. Who overcarries, and it's a free, and tempers are getting a little frayed.
Yeah, but look at the passion that's over there now on the line, and I suppose some people say it's easy to be passionate when you're 9 or 10 points up, but look, it means an awful lot to them. Like they've been for years, they've been quarterfinals, semi-finals, in and out of positions like this, and there's an opportunity here now to get to a county final. You can see that drive, that roar that's coming from the crowd over there now. It looks like they have a big day to look forward to in a week or two's time. It's funny, it doesn't leave you, Oisin. Like I remember in 18 with Bowden on the line over there, and you're in the semi-final, you know, against Vincent's. That roar when it's behind you, and you know you're on top, and you know it's coming. Like that special day is coming, and you see the Durkins and Lamberts of this world, and they know they're going back to another final. It's a special occasion, and you can see it now in these Nafina lads. They're coming of age, I think, today on the basis that they're going to get to a final with an opportunity to play either Coola or Crooks.
Unless Lucan can come up with a big, big finish. I said minor miracle earlier on. I think at this stage it would be a miracle. Oh, McHugh. Was he fouled? No, he wasn't. He was pickpocketed by Donald Flannery. Nafina get the bodies around and get the free in. Curry was fouled. And Nafina have done well today, but I think it's fair to say Lucan will be very disappointed with how they performed. It just hasn't quite worked out for them, and that happens.
It does, like, and it's never about the stuff that happens in the week or two beforehand, because I'm sure they've trained really well in the last couple of weeks. But just on the day itself, like, you have to credit Nafina. But just Lucan just looked a little bit off the boil today, and sometimes you can overanalyze or overthink these games before you go into them, and I suppose thinking about the outcome that's there. But just see that life has gone now a bit of it. Like, it's not for a semi-final. There's no real life in it now for the last couple of minutes.
A 10-point gap with 6.5 minutes to go. Conor Kelly will go over and take this, or will he let it off to OD? He lets it off to OD. Sliding in and popping it up into his hand was Cian McHugh. John McCaffrey. Luke Walsh. Well, there are a lot of young players in that Lucan team who will learn, but for some of the older ones it's very frustrating, because when you're young you can always tell yourself, well, there'll be plenty of other days. When you're that bit older, you know you're running out of time and you can't take it for granted.
That's a great point, Oisin. And next year with the format changing in Dublin too, like there's no automatic semi-finalists next year again. Like there's an awful lot of hurling to be done before then, and to get back to a semi-final in Dublin, you know, it's a serious achievement to get there in the first place. But look, Lucan will definitely be disappointed, I think, overall. But look, like I said, they won't lie down. They'll keep battling hard here. But you have to give credit to Nafina from a defensive point of view, and also their forwards as well. And even thinking about, I know you're going to ask me in a few minutes about man of the match. It's very hard to pick one solid individual out who stood out above anybody else, because it's been a consistent, strong team performance from Nafina.
Nafina on the hunt again. Curry loses it in contact. Here's Luke Walsh. Wins the free out. Lucan need a goal in the next minute or so if they're to have any chance. They need a couple. It's launched forward by John McCaffrey. Just doesn't fall their way. The story of the match. Liam Rush. Just so powerful coming out of defence, Liam Rush. Here's O'D. Thought he might fancy it, instead delivers it into Curry. Curry off the shoulder. Pickpocketed. Here's McCaffrey. Smith. Kevin Fitzgerald. Kerr. Keeps it alive. Clever play. Dowling. Beaten to it. Fergal Brannock once again reading it well. He's done well in that sweeper role, and I know that people slag off sweepers and say, well, you're not marking anyone. It's still a tough job.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I'd call it that. Like, as in, it's hard to term how they're doing it with Nafina, and you can see what Roche and Colm and that and Neil are trying to do. Like, you see, it's a sweeper type role, but it seems to be there's an awful lot of movement involved as soon as he gets on ball, or anybody like Rushy, like when he gets on ball in that half back line, Brannock is gone. Which is, you know, it's something obviously they've worked on. It's definitely something that's worked for them today.
Conor Kelly and Brannock combining once again. Here's Peter Feeney. Intercepted. Good catch by Matthew McCaffrey. Trying to get away is Roland Smith. He's fouled. It's a free out. That'll do though for Nafina. Smith heard the call. Went for Cian McHugh. Cian McHugh couldn't get there. Chris Crummy chases after it. Liam Rush. Cool under pressure as always. Burke. It's tippy-tappy stuff at its finest, isn't it? Here's Micheál Murphy. Has Colin Curry outside. Curry will just surely cushion this one over, and he does.
Yeah, if you're coaching young lads and you want to say to young lads about, you know, how to deliver ball in rather than just driving ball in, like you see Rushy there, like he's whatever, 31, 30 years of age now. He won't thank me for not knowing his age after having him as a minor, but at the same time, you know, no stupid ball inside, like just delivering the ball to the right man, the right place, and again, young Curry puts the ball over the bar.
He'll be more upset that you mentioned that he's in his 30s. We'll just say he stopped at 29. Shane Barrett, what skill that is to keep it on the stick like that when you've got a defender hanging out of you. Here's Brannock. Didn't catch it right. Conor Kelly. Well, I will get you to name the player of the match in just a moment. Colin Curry has already got one goal. His brother is with him. He's still going. Goes to ground, gets his shot away. McClellan stops it. Just didn't get enough power on that one. Don't think it'll make too much difference at this stage. McCaffrey. He is hunted down brilliantly by Owen McHugh. And that's wide. When I got here about an hour before the game, and Nafina were on the AstroTurf in Craig Kieran warming up, and I thought to myself, they're warming up very early, but whatever they did, it worked. When you win, whatever you did, it was right.
Absolutely, yeah, and they'll know that themselves, that look, they've been here often enough now to have the protocols right for setting it up in place. But like again, you're looking at guys coming in off the bench who've played at a very high level with Dublin underage too. Like, so there's a lot of talent on that bench in that club as well. And I suppose now they're thinking about a week or 2 weeks time for a county final. And you know, look, Oisin, one thing I'll say to you is there's no medals handed out in the semi-final. It's about getting over the line and winning. And look, they've been really impressive today. But you need to put your name on that cup if you want to have that kind of long-standing nature in Dublin hurling as well.
4 minutes of injury time to be played. The second game, remember, Kilmacud Crokes against Coola, live on TG Cahir. And the Dublin Senior Football Championship semi-finals double header next Saturday, live on RTE television. Lucan win a free in. stoppage over there for an injury. Yellow card is flashed. There were so many players around, I'm not entirely sure who that card was given to. Might have been OD. No, it wasn't OD because he's already on a yellow, so he would have been sent off if it was him. Dowling might as well go for goal. They won't win this match as Crummy gets a little bit involved there. But they'll try and finish with a flourish. It's a pity for Lucan. They deserve better than this. They're a good team. They're a good club. Still have the football semi-finals to look forward to. Oh, they're desperately unlucky. That sums up their day. What a thunder strike there from Dowling. Hit the woodwork and rebounded. Donald Flannery couldn't keep it in play, but it was flicked off his hurley and out for a 65. They'll drop this in. Dowling. Burke tries to get to him. Dowling. Hits it wide.
Yeah, and then you talk about what makes teams, and I suppose look the run that Burke made there from maybe 70, 80 yards down the field to try and intercept that, and that's work rate. That's that's tenacity. That's what you need in a team. And I suppose look, like we said earlier on, maybe they're coming of age a small bit here today, and just those were so unlucky with that, like top spin ball. It kind of, you're right, it sums up their day in an awful lot of ways, similar to that ball there now. It just hasn't happened for them today. And look, that can happen in sport. We've all been in a situation like that where you've put all the hard work in, and then when it comes to the big day, it just hasn't happened for you.
It's very dark. I think they'll have to have the lights on from the start of the second game. We'll be able to enjoy that one from the corporate facilities. Good ball from Murphy. It's out for a line ball to Nafina. Line ball to be struck by Sean Curry. He's unlucky, it just veers off target. Well, I've no doubt if you're from Nafina and you're watching this, you're enjoying every puck of the ball right now. For Lucan, it's a tough day. Your team have given it everything, it just hasn't quite worked out. They've been beaten by a team who played better on the day. And this is a special day for Nafina. And another one to come. Micheál Murphy. OD. Wide. Wasn't much in that one. Nafina able to run off the bench. It's a nice comfortable position to be in. They're after bringing on Owen O'Sullivan. And going off is Conor Kelly. He had a stormer today, didn't he?
Yeah, very, very good. And you go back to their defensive unit. Like, how many times have we mentioned Paul Crummy really since that first opening minutes? Like, Burke has done a serious job on him as well. Like, so that full six with Rushy kind of driving the whole lot of them, and you can see it in them. Like, they're all listening to what he's saying, and he's leading that whole unit with OD as well, like, who's been very impressive also.
It's a free out. We're almost out of time. 4 minutes. We're over that now. We have had a stoppage within that 4, so that's why we're still going. Joe, while we have the stoppage, it's time for you to name your Go-Ahead Ireland Dublin Senior Hurling Championship semi-final player of the match.
Yeah, look, again, I said it earlier, it's very hard to pick one person out. I don't think this was in any way an individual performance from anybody. I've been very impressed with Liam Rush's performance, impressed with Kevin Burke. Colin Curry's been very, very good as well. Fergie Brannock has done a great job as that kind of go six moving forward up the field. But I'm going to give to Paul O'D. I think Paul O'D got a couple of crucial scores at a time where they needed a man to step up as well. And look, I know he's an extremely passionate club man as well, who's over the course of the years maybe been a little bit unlucky not to be involved a little bit more in a senior capacity with Dublin. So for me today, I'm going to go with Paul O'D.
Referee with some more business to do here, having a chat with Paul Crummy. Yellow card. A tough day for Lucan. They will be back. They'll be talked about as one of the contenders next year for Dublin. But today is Nafina's day. They've had success at underage levels, at senior level. They've done well in the league. They've got to semi-finals. They've got to quarter-finals. But they've never reached a final until now, until this year. Finally, they are there. They've beaten Lucan Sarsfields 120 to 12 points. Joe.
Yeah, what more can be said? Like, you know, 10, 11 points in a county semi-final is very impressive. Sean, very impressed with them all over the field, you know, from Jono and goal to anybody who came in on the field as well, made a big contribution. So, like, look, I think the big thing for them now, from my perspective anyway, and having that little bit of history there is, you know, get off the field, you know, get your gear in your bag and go home and look forward to a week or 2 weeks' time, because, again, there's nothing won at a county semi-final level, but as a club in general, it's a huge day for Moby Road. It's a huge day, and look, a disappointing day for Lucan as well, and it just didn't happen for them today. And we go back to the fact that you prep so well and you get yourself right, and it wasn't. I'm sure they felt if they're curtailed Donald Burke somewhat, that, you know, that they'd have a fair chance of beating Nafina. And I just, with the other players, Age did really well today when he was inside. You know, really, really impressed overall with how they set up. And look, they're in a county final now with either Cool or Crokes coming down the road. So look, a big day for them. And look, you have to be happy for the people that are involved in Nafina as well. And it's just hard luck to Lucan, because there's some seriously passionate men in that team. Some seriously, you know, passionate people in their backroom team as well, and it's a day where Nafina now look forward to a county final. Reaction
to come. We'll also hear from Paul O'D, the player of the match. Hard luck to Lucan, but well done to Nafina. Nafina kept Lucan scoreless since the 49th minute, and that wasn't the winning or the losing of the game, but it gives you an indication as to how much Lucan struggled to get scores in this game. Joe, let's have a look at some of the highlights of that final quarter before we go down and hear from the player of the match.
Yeah, look, we spoke about having, as a manager, what do you want out of your team in the second half when you're 7 or 8 points up? You want another reaction. You want to see, like, are you really up for this, and do you really want to get to a county final? And, you know, young Curry came in with some great scores, and, you know, Donald Burke got 1 or 2 as well. And again, you look at leadership out the field, O'D, Rush, Burke, like, they're really, really strong, tough men, and, you know, they really kept the ball going inside, quality. And we spoke earlier on as well about just not hitting the ball inside, and they played the ball through the lines lovely on a day where, look, it's a cold day out there as well, and it's damp conditions, but look, Dowser tried hard, and, you know, he made some really, really good decisions as well. When Chris went up front, you know, I'm sure they probably would have wanted a little bit more out of him. That was a great score off his left hand side, but look, you have to commend Nafina and the defensive structure that they're playing for them as well. But look, again, another super score there from young Curry. So overall, like, Nafina on the day were just that much better, and I'm sure if you look at stats or whatever you want to say, on every orifice of the field, they were absolutely fantastic.
120 to 12 points, the final score. It's not misleading. Nafina were just that bit much better than Nafina, or than Lucan today. Lucan just didn't play. It's disappointing for them. They will hope to bounce back next season, but it is all about next season for Lucan now. For Nafina, 2021 is still alive. They are still in the Dublin Senior Hurling Championship, and they will play Coola or Kilmacud Crokes in the final. Those two about to meet here in Parnell Park. That's going to be live on TG Cahir. It's quite literally raining on the parade right now for Nafina. I'm sure they won't mind. I'm sure they won't care. Joe, it's all about settling down for them now, isn't it? And not getting too hyped up. But they have a lot of experienced players in their squad. They may not have been to a senior county final in hurling, but as a club, they have experienced a lot of success. That experience does count for something in the lead into the decider, doesn't it?
It does, and we saw it today as well when their tails were up. You know, when the tails were up, like, they were really, really good. And I think what has to happen now is the Quilties and Rushies and lads of that vintage really have to sit the younger players down and just explain to them, like, you're there, you're on the big day now. And I saw it, I suppose, ourselves with Bowden when the Keeneys and Durkins and Simmos would have spoken to some of the younger players, which you've enjoyed a week now or 2 weeks in the lead up to it, but then you have to go and perform. No point in just turning up and being, you know, everybody wants Nafina to win, or everybody thinks Nafina should win. That doesn't happen. There's no county final one on who thinks or who. You have to go out and be men about it, and they've shown that today. And look, they were questioned the last day against Judes, and they were questioned again today against Lucan, and they've outperformed both, and now they're in a county final. So look, a special day to look forward to for both.
Okay, let's hear from the Go Ahead Dublin Senior Hurling Championship semi-final player of the match, Paul O'D, who was immense for Nafina today. He wasn't the only one. He's beside Shane Dawson.
We missed that for the game. Yes, thank you very much, Oisin. I'm here alongside Paul O'D. Paul O'D, congratulations, you are the go-ahead man of the match. Paul, a Trojan effort there from Nafina. You were made work for it. If you just look at the scoreline, you think Nafina ran away with it, but it was a proper battle out there.
No, definitely it was tight. Like, my legs are feeling it now. Like, the scoreline doesn't reflect that at all. Like, it was just, we got a few frees, we got a goal at the right time, but we just wanted to go out today and express ourselves, and I think we did.
What was the plan at the start of the match? Because it seemed to suffocate Lucan from the start and really get on top, get in their faces as well, and try and get on the front foot.
Yeah, look, Nelly says it every game to win the battle. So we just, when they're on the ball, need to get tackles. This level needs to get tackles. We didn't do that last year against Bowden. This year we did. So just whenever they're on the ball, just hit them.
Is that you're relishing the physical side of things as well?
That's it, yeah. I suppose we've probably been doubting about that for the last few years. So I suppose we're not going to lose the battle. Well, that's the plan. We're not going to lose the battle. Like again, you hit the man again, you hit the man again. That's what we're all about. We've done enough gym, we've done enough fitness, so that's what we're all about.
Do you think this is the most perfectly balanced panel that Nafina have had over the past number of years, in terms of you have great stick men, but as you say, you also have that fight in you as well? Yeah,
definitely. And even the bench that came on there, like there's loads of lads that didn't get on that probably be as good to start in a lot of other teams. So it's just like the competition is it's huge. Like you into train, you can't have a day off. So it's just, I suppose, we relish every time we come to Fianna Park, and I suppose we got a reward there today.
How big is the belief in this Nafina group that you can go all the way now?
100%. Every team left in the competition believes they can win it. We're the same, like, we train hard enough, there's nothing stopping us, so once we perform, that's all that matters.
Well, you're representing Nafina, and I think you're representing the north side of Dublin hurling as well. I think Cray for the last time that the north side team won it in 06.
So. I didn't even know that. That's what we're trying to do anyway.
Well, listen, Paul D, you're already go-ahead man of the match. Many congratulations.
Thanks, Evan.
And I believe we have your manager, Neil O'Callaghan, alongside me here. Neil, if we get you to pop in alongside. Paul, well done. Neil, I was just chatting to Paul there, and I said, if you look at the scoreline, you think Nafina ran away with that comfortably, but you were certainly made work for that.
Yeah, no, for sure, and it was no surprise for us either. We were fully expecting a huge battle from Lucan, and we got nothing apart from a battle, so we were absolutely ready for that. And I don't think we backed down, and ultimately that's what got us over the line.
In terms of the performance, what's the most pleasing aspect of that 60 minutes of hurling?
To win the battle. On a day like today, it's not about fancy scores. It's not about the extra 5%ers. It's about making sure that at 67%, 60-70%, that your competitiveness is where it needs to be. Once you have that in a semi-final of a championship, you have a chance. And I thought that our competitiveness, our doggedness to win ball on the ground, I thought the lads were outstanding from that side of things, and that's what got us through.
You mentioned win the battle there, and Paulo D, I think 2 or 3 of his answers there were all about the hunger and all about winning the fight and all about winning those 50-50 challenges. How big an emphasis is there on I suppose having that desire, as well as the good stickmen and the risky hurlers as well, but having the battle to be able to put it up to teams?
I mean, a huge emphasis. I mean, I threw out numbers there like 60-70%. It's probably 80-90%. Like ultimately, championship, at the cutting edge championship, to give yourself a chance to actually win, you need to win that battle, and then it's the extra 5 or 10%ers here and there that get you over the line. But if you're going to be competitive, if you're going to have a chance, you need to win that battle. The lads really stood up today, so really proud of that part of it.
And there's a great strength and depth amongst this group, I suppose. Even you look at Sean Curry getting a few minutes under his belt, Michal Murphy as well, probably not 100%, but there's lads that might be in the starting 15 coming on, and there's great competition for places. But there's also a great spread of scoring as well. I think it was 9 or 10 different scorers, 7 or 8 within the first 25 minutes as well. That was a great pleasing aspect of the win.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of, first thing to say is that we've won nothing yet, and the group was very, very, very aware that the lads are committed to playing the role that they need to play for the team. If that's number 17, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, so be it. That's what a group is all about. To win a championship or to be at the cutting end of the championship, you need that depth. And it was great to see the few lads step in there and step up to the mark.
So final awaits. What's the plan between now and then in terms of getting the lads to knuckle down?
We'll go up and we'll have a look at the second game for sure. But as regards our prep, to be honest, nothing will change. Nothing will change. It's going to be a big day for the club. It's our first club final. But as regards our prep, we'll be far away from that, and we'll be doing the same prep as we always do. Whoever it is, we'll just hope to put the best foot forward.
I think you can predict my next question. Cooler or Croaks? What's the preference?
I think you can predict my answer as well. Honestly, it'll be nice to watch and see who wins it. But I think the standard of the championship is absolutely outstanding. I have no idea who's going to win the second game. And I just reiterate there, the actual standard of the championship is absolutely outstanding. I'm not sure if there's a better horse senior hurling championship in all of Ireland, and I think all in hurling Dublin should be very proud of that.
Absolutely, it is great to see the competitors. Well, listen, many congratulations on the semi-final win, and very best of luck in the final.
Great stuff, thank you very much.
Appreciate that, Neil. I'll grab that mic off you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Well, Sinead, that is it for our live coverage of the Go Ahead Senior A Dublin Hurling Championships, as Nafina trick Lucan and treat themselves to a county final appearance on Halloween night. From all of the Dubs TV team, it's bye for now.